Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on Cracked Media for another series here. Black Ice TRC Rematch near the off season. I'm Blast and that's J-Dog, and we're hopping straight in with I believe, winner's quarters match. It is Force-Fed Gaming up against the Lockdown X Orion. First Lockdown, a team that we have seen time and time again. Consistent winners, consistent podium finishes. Force-Fed Gaming, though, is a fresh face. And that's always exciting.
I think we saw them a couple tournaments ago. I think there's been a lot of roster changes here.
I was gonna say, I see Sir Grizzly's on Force-Fed side, who's a name I definitely recognize. It's there in sight.
Almost coming out with the footwork there.
Passing it back to Seki. Main guy moving it up, blocked by JJ. One in the corner, gets it out to Sir Grizzly's, manages to get it past three. Insight passing it up, and just see that name before. What is that? Oh, Phoenix. Went for a very strong shot. Ended up going straight over to Cali.
Let's pass over to JJ. Has some time to play with it before Grizzles comes in. Draco or Morty putting it in.
Lockdown X Orion taking our first point of the day. Hardly surprising knowing them, but still a strong start. Not even 2 minutes into this first game.
It's a nice pass to space, putting it back in the middle straight to Morty. And block it out again. And a second time. So I can get that off my side of the field. Grab a little bit of a reset. Grizzles gets a touch on it. Gets it over to Insight. Nice movement. Coming out of there. Over to Phoenix looking for the corner. But that's going to bounce off the post. JJ looking to play with it. Grizzles going to get it though. Phoenix going to get his hands on it in the center. Not going to be enough. Passed on the outside. Going back in the center. Phoenix gets it again. That's going to be scooped up by Cali. Going over to Morty. Looking at Draco in the center, but that's going to go straight to Manny. Morty's still going to get it though. Playing with it a little bit, but that's going to be stolen out by Insight. Insight down the line. Draco, nice pressure. Passing it back to the keeper though. 1-0 already, 3 minutes in. Oh, looking to catch the keeper slack in there. Almost. We get that back though. Back over to Insight. Insight to Phoenix, and Phoenix tries to get it in, but Cali again snuffs it out. YF wide open, has a lot of time. For someone in the center, JJ trying to get the corner shot again. Jumping up to Phoenix. Phoenix looking to put it in. A lot of back and forth here so far. Cali looking for an option. Nice play. Getting over to YF. YF sees JJ, but Manny's going to be able to get that over to Phoenix. Looking for a little bit of a counterattack here. Gets it over to Grizzles. Still got a 3v3 over on this side. Two people in the box on Phoenix, but they still try to get that over to him. Still going to go straight back to Cali. Up to Morty for their own counterattack. On lockdown side, Draco's not going to be able to get it in. He shoots it up. Phoenix trying to get a touch, but that's just going to be knocked out by YF. Ball's back on JJ. Looking for somebody in the center. Morty with the touch to Draco. That's going to get blocked out to the side again, get cleared out. YF is going to get a touch on it. JJ keeping it. Nice pass to Morty. Looking for Draco. Unfortunately, touched out again. Locked down to X Orion, up by 1. 1 minute, 10 seconds.
Ooh, JJ goes for a
Almost
slide.
gets the answer. Oh no. Oh no. Callie, nice touch. Getting over to Morty. Over his head though. Is he going to be able to keep that? Yes, he does. Gets it over to JJ Draco. Looking for the corner. And there it is. 2-0. 32 seconds left.
Another on the board for lockdown. We're up 2-0 with 3 seconds left here.
Pass to Manny. Manny looking for Grizzles. Nice touch off the backboard. Callie's going to be able to snuff that up, though. Looking for Draco on the counterattack. Bringing it up. Gets past Insight. It's tackled, though. Ooh. Scary pass back to the keeper, but I think that's going to call it as we count down 2-0. They've roll lockdown.
It's game 1 down. Ryan up 1. Sports Fed rapidly running out of time to establish themselves here. Gonna need to pivot the energy early in the second game if they want a chance closing this out. We're still not out of it yet. We've seen some crazy comebacks over these last few weeks. I don't know. I don't know why I read Manny as man guy. That's completely on me.
We gotta take a bigger look at the bracket, but I wonder what other teams are gonna be here today. Hopefully the newly.
There were some major shakeups with like rematch teams, weren't there?
A lot of roster changes. A big one actually. I'm just already blanking on the name, trying to pray tell what's going on here. Nice pass back to the keeper. Manny with a nice move. Tricks JJ out. Nobody's going to be there in the center, though, but that's still going to get back into Phoenix possession. Over to Grizzles, but Morty's going to be able to hit that out. Is he going to be able to get a full clear? JJ's going to be able to get a hold on it. Up to Draco. Insight with the touch. Draco looking to make a play, but he gets tackled out there, and the keeper's going to be able to hold on to that and stay within the box. Nice pass that back out to Manny. Getting over to Grizzles. A little bit of a give and go there, but JJ is going to be able to tackle it out. Is he going to be able to stay on it, though? Manny has 2 options. Getting 2v1'd himself. Morty's going to be able to take it. Looking for Draco. And here we are. 1v1 situation yet again. Needs to beat out 1 defender. Has 1 behind. Oh, and he gets tackled out again. But here comes JJ. Doesn't shoot fast enough. Insight's going to be able to take that out with JJ on his backside. Is he going to be able to keep up? Looking for the tackle. Phoenix, nice touch. Get it over to Grizzles. Morty's going to be able to get the block. It's going to make that very easy for Callie. Shot over to YF. Morty's got the ball, but Grizzles is on him. Give him pressure. Nice touch to Draco. No shot's going to be found on that one. YF trying to make a play. Ball goes in position of force fed. Gets it back over to Manny. JJ trying to put on pressure. Back up to Insight. Phoenix in the center. As well as Grizzles. Gets a nice touch off the top. And Phoenix is going to be able to finish it out. What a play. Nice touch off the backboard. And Phoenix is there for the follow-up. Trying to get rid of it. Over back to Cali. Playing very far out the keeper spot. Over to Draco. YF has got to get back there. Up to Phoenix. Phoenix is 1v1 and YF is not going to be able to get this in.
Not sure what that was.
Yeah, I think Cali got a little too advantageous on that push there. Forced YF back in the goal position. Not exactly ideal. What? It's only 0-2 with 3 minutes left, so there's room to come back. Especially if you're a lockdown X Orion. Morty looking to set it up for Draco.
No dice.
That second is just gonna keep that keeper pressure going on. Manny, look for someone in the center. Grizzles gets it. Looking to make a touch, and Cali's on the other side of the goal post.
I don't know what's going on, but the folks on ForceFed Gaming are going to take any opportunity they can here. You've got it against a team like Lockdown.
You see Cali's a little frustrated on that one. That might have been, I don't know, maybe that was just a misinput.
It happens.
Controller disconnect. We'll have to find out. Nice pass over the JJ, though, off the backboard. Grizzles gets hold of it, though. Has Manny on the backside. 3v1 going into this box, but they still give it away to YF.
Get away from JJ.
Still come back out with it. Grizzles. Nice pass out to Manny, but there's Morty clearing it out to JJ. JJ has Draco. Nice touch, and JJ's going to be able to finish it. There you go.
Lockdown
X Orion.
Too.
Nice little thread there. 1:58 on this clock. There is still time. Pass back to second. Ooh, Draco trying to put on the pressure there, but that gets that ball back up to Manny. Phoenix is right there, and Cali's going to be able to snuff that one out. Trying to get out of this mercy roll here. JJ, nice moves, looking for somebody in the center. Morty's going to be able to get a foot on it. Draco's not going to be able to follow that up, unfortunately. But he is going to be able to steal it back. Morty's still in the center. Draco trying to make a move. Has JJ on the backside, but doesn't opt to use him. Grizzles is going to get a hold of it. YF still there, but it still gets back up to Phoenix, and Cali is out of the box. Bringing it up. Grizzles attempting to put on pressure, but gets it over to JJ. 2 in the box. Draco trying to come back for it, but that's just going to go over to YF. Over to Morty. 60 seconds left. Oh. Cali. Hold up again. YF trying to keep it in play. Manny looking for the long shot. JJ's going to get a hold of it in the box, trying to make a play. Keeper's going to come out and grab it. 40 seconds left. Lockdown X Orion needs 2 more ports.
ForceFed's playing here.
Oh, and I think that. Oh no, he does not want to get that stolen, and Grizzle's going to be able to put that in. Cali getting punished again for staying out of the box.
4-1 with just over 30 seconds left on the clock. Just under.
Nice little fake out there. Needs to hold on to it. Has 2 on him. Morty's going to be able to get to it, though, but he's going to be tackled out. Insight's going to be able to pass that up to Phoenix, and that's 1v1 with Callie. And he's going to go for the dive, and Phoenix is going to thread it in. There you have it, folks. Force Fed Gaming now make it 1-1 in the series.
We're all evened up.
Grizzle is taking
If you like it, there's got to be some internal discussion of what exactly happened there.
I feel like they were kind of just like playing with them in the beginning, and then they let it get a little too far. And then Callie just started having free reign outside of the box, and it just kind of went downhill from there. But we're early in the bracket. We're only in quarterfinals. 1-1 in the series. Going into game 3. Here we go.
All right, game 3.
Now he says, I don't want that ball anymore. Get it out of my hands. YF over to Draco. Nice little touch. GG's at the top of the box, and he gets it in the corner. And that's how we're going to start off game 3.
One way to get it going, and to hopefully for lockdown, change his tempo back towards the first games.
Second finds Insight. Insight a little pressured by Draco. Gets it away. Second looking for somebody to make an option here. Throws it over to Manny, but JJ's going to be on that. Callie's going to be able to pick it up. Callie. Nice pass over to Morty. Morty looking to make a play. Unfortunately, that's going to be snuffed out, but YF is still going to hold on to it. A little tough pass there. Back to the keeper, but still keeps his hands on it. Callie up again. Morty gets his foot on it. Over to JJ. Has a little bit of time. Manny's going to be able to get a touch on it. Morty looking to make a play. Finds Draco, but Insight's going to be there for the block. Now it's going to be in Grizzle's hands. Grizzle's nice footwork. Over to Insight. Manny completely wide open. Looking for Phoenix. Blocked out by Morty. Gets it back over, and Callie's going to be able to hold that in. Fake. Callie looks for options. Finds Morty. Finds Draco. Off the backboard. That's already kind of going Force Fed's favor. Over to Insight.
YF's getting ready for it. Nice intercept. Manny and Insight keeping up the pressure. JJ trying to interrupt. Manny getting past. Almost getting past Draco. JJ turned around. It's forced forward. Morty gains control. Back over to Callie.
Pass over to Morty. Morty looking for options. Finds Draco on the backside. And he's going to be able to thread that into the corner. Walk down next to Ryan. Says we are not out yet. We are just warming up. It is only quarterfinals.
They're used to being on the podium. They don't want to get knocked down here.
Get past Manny. Trying to find someone in the center. Grizzles with a nice touch, but Phoenix isn't able to follow it up. Callie's going to get that over to YF. Seemingly open right now, but Grizzles is going to be able to get a touch on it. Fighting in the corner here. Grizzles has a couple of options, but JJ is going to be able to get a hold on that. Going to take that away from Draco and get that straight up to Phoenix. Phoenix playing very aggressive this entire series. Inside over to Grizzles. Nice off the backboard. But Cowie's going to be able to scoop that up. Getting over to Morty. Manny trying to hold on to that. But Draco's going to be able to get his foot on it. Trying to beat one. And doesn't get the follow-up.
Very nice tackle from Force
Over
Fed,
to
trying
Phoenix.
to turn the tempo here.
JJ trying to get a hold of that, but that just goes back over to Force Fed, over to Phoenix. Trying to make a play there. But Grizzles trying to hold on to it. JJ trying to put on pressure as well. Has Manny on the backside, gets it over to Draco. He's playing aggression of his own now. Oh, kind of loses a ball a bit. Ooh, almost threads
Second
the needle
guy
though.
manages the save.
0-2, 1:45 left on this clock. Force Fed needs to come back out with an answer. Finds inside on the backside, but a little too much oomph on the pass. Looking for Phoenix. That's going to be two defenders on him. Still in Force Fed's position. Oh, but Cowie's going to be able to grab that yet again. 1:25 left on this clock. Admire the pressure there. Over to YF though. Looking for somebody in the center. Draco's on the backside. Oh, that's a little bit of a touch. Grizzles is going to be able to snuff that out, though. Way to be there on the play. Going to get that pass straight to Morty. Morty looking for Draco on the backside. A little too much there. JJ completely wide open here at the top of the box. Morty on the penalty circle. Draco trying to keep it. Has JJ wide open, but he opts to go into the box by himself. What a little touch, and Morty's going to be there for the follow-up. Oh, no. Force Fed Gaming, with an unfortunate touch, leaves Morty wide open for the follow-up.
Oh.
That's going to make this a 3-0 game in favor of Lockdown X Orion with 40 seconds left. I'm not sure Force Fed can come back from this, but one can only hope. Grizzles looking for Phoenix, and that's going to be knocked out, and Grizzles is going to say, I'm just going to shoot it myself. And just like that, they're back up on the board.
Beautiful little back and forth there. Force Fed backs to the wall. Lockdown's gonna play, keep away.
Grizzly with a nice touch, but that still gets it over to JJ. JJ has Draco by himself at the top of the box.
Good save.
Looking to put something in. 15 seconds left, though. They need two. I don't know if they're going to be able to do this. Grizzles over to Phoenix. Not the touch he wanted. And that's going to be a 5-second countdown. 3-1 in favor of Lockdown X Orion.
Lockdown,
Here in the
take it,
quarterfinals.
and we'll be moving on further into our bracket. Alrighty. We will be back in just a few, ladies and gents, as we prepare for hop in with our next match. Don't go anywhere.
Get that back to Christina. Has to get double back for it a little bit. Leroy trying to put on pressure. Over to Specs. Back to Christina. Fake gets a touch on it. Oh, and unfortunately, that goes back to the keeper.
There's
Leroy.
something about your goalie
Oh.
being named what could have been.
What could have been? Nice reset over to Mav. Mav looking for someone in the center, but Chu's going to get a hold of it. Leroy's going to take it over. Get that over to Yamal. Yamal. Pushing up. Looking for someone in the center. 3v1 in the box. Gets it safely over to Chu. Not before it's taken by Thev. Nice tackle, but is he going to be able to hold on to it? Leroy trying to get back to it. Thev. Putting it back to Mav. Mav. Finds Pristina. Moving up. Look for someone in the center. Tries to get Fate. Yamal's going to be able to scoop that up to Seth. And here we are. Back in SBK's hands. Over to Leroy. Mav's going to be there to snuff that out, though. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left on this clock. Pass over to Christina to space. Leroy put on a little bit of pressure here. Gets that over to Specs. Over to Thev. Thev's going to be able to try to get that in. Keeper's going to be able to scoop that up, though. Nice pass over to Seth. Seth makes the shot himself. Oh, no. You can't even make that up. Beautiful little curve from the outside. Mav not expecting it. Right in the top corner. And that's going to put SBK on the board. Chu trying to put on pressure early. Bev forced to pass it back.
Just a bit wide. Mav gonna be the one to bring it up.
Leroy getting foot on it. Gets tackled out by Thev. Thev finds Fate at the top of the box. Needs to beat out the keeper. Tries to tap it in. But the keeper's going to be able to hold that. What could have been with the save? Chu trying to find a Leroy, but finds another Mirai player. Juice trying to find something himself, but Pristina is going to be able to snuff that out. Pushing up. Has Thev on the other side, but opts to go back for the safe pass to Mav. Leroy putting on a little bit of pressure. Nice pass to Thev. Thev looking for someone in the center, but Chu's going to be able to get that and intercept. Leroy gets a nice touch, but Pristina is still going to have a hold on it. For a little bit of a counterattack. Everybody's still in the box, though. Thev not going to be able to follow that up. Ball gets back over to Specs, though. Over to Fate, and Fate's going to be able to put it in the corner.
Alright, evening it up. 1-1.
Seth over to Chu. Nice space. Leroy gets a touch on it. Yamal's going to be on the backside, but he's not going to be able to follow that up. Nice block out by Thev. Specs getting it up the side. Looking for Fate in the center. Looking to still keep a hold on it, but Seth is going to be on top of it. And Keeper's going to be able to scoop that up. 1-1. 1:45 left. And game number 2, by the way. Mav able to scoop that up. Nice shot up to Pristina. Pristina has Leroy on the backside, but gets it over to Fade. Nice backboard use. Comes straight back to him, and he threads that in.
Beautiful.
2-1 here. Game number 2. SBK needs 2 more goals to close out this series. But Mariah holding on. Ooh. Gets a little beat out by Seth there, but Mav's going to be able to pick that up. 55 seconds left on the clock. Mav finding Thev. Looking for Fate. And Fate's going to be able to thread that in again. Keeping Mariah on the board.
You didn't hear SPK being up a game. Mirai digging deep, trying even that up.
Back up the... Oh, Fate's trying to get Seth there, but he's going to be able to hold on to it. Nice straight pass to Yamal. He's going to hold on to that one, but Thev's not going to be able to get it. Chu trying to make a play himself. Christina with a block of their own. Chu's going to be able to get a hold on to it, though. Over to Seth. Fate missing the tackle. Seth has got to launch this one. 14 seconds left. Still need 2 goals. You need some time to work with. Chu looking to make a move, but that's going to be tackled out. Yamal's still going to hold on to it, but Mav's going to go for the dive outside of the box, and that's going to be passed up to Fate. Fate by himself, seemingly not anymore. It gets tackled by 2.
Morai managed to even it up. We are going to game 3. Let's see what these teams can do. Reminder, this is our first winners semi game. The winner here will get to move on to winners finals.
Oh, Mav instantly up to Fate at the top of the box.
That's
and
one
this
way
is
to
how
start it.
game 3 starts. Pass over to Seth. Seth moving it up. Finds Chu out in space. Finds Jamal. Leroy trying to get the relay. Backed out in a corner here. They get that ball back to Mav. Mavs straight over to Specs. Specs by himself. Looking for Fate in the center, but Seth is going to get that out with his head. Thev trying to make a move, but Yamal is on his backside. Nice crossover to Christina. Christina finds Fate, but Seth is going to snuff that out and get that back to his keeper. Keeper coming up here at half line. Gets it over to Chu. Specs is going to hold on to it, though. Fate is going to be there in the corner, and he's going to optimize the keeper being out of the box.
So quick, as soon as any opening is shown. Or to capitalize.
I think that's what they've been trying to do this whole game. Ooh, Seth getting instantly pressured by Fate. Needs to get rid of it. Keeper coming up again. Gets it back. Oh, Leroy not able to hold on to it. Ball still in SBK's possession. Christina gets a hold of it. Back to Matt for the reset. Leroy trying to put on a little bit of pressure. Dev Wide open. Chew and Leroy. A little bit of pressure there, but that gets it over to Fate. Specs not able to follow that one up, though. Dev trying to get to Yamal. Playing a little 1v1 action here. Yamal over to Seth. Nice clear there. Has to deal with Specs. Specs. Goes one. Gets a tackle for two. But Chu's going to be there for the pickup. Christina with a nice header to get that ball out. And Mavs are going to be able to pick that up. Looking for Specs. Going down the line here. Looking for Fate. But Seth is going to be able to snuff that one out. Fate's going to keep on the pressure, though. Nice tackle. Tackle number two. Seth is still able to hold on to it, though. Chu bringing it up. Looking for someone in the center. Leroy's going to get a touch on it. And here comes Chu from outside the 18 to finish it off. What a shot.
What a, just back and forth.
Leaving it wide open. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. Morai up by 1. Tied series. Looking to close this out. Leroy trying to put on pressure. Mav gets it away, though. Christina gets that over to Specs. Nice cross. Crossing back over to Thev. Chu's going to be able to get a hand on it, but it goes back to Specs yet again. Here we go, back to the center, and the keeper is going to be able to grab that out. Looking for Chu on the outside. Bate trying to keep up, put on the pressure. Yamal gets that over to Leroy, and that's going to go back to the outside. Leroy holding on to it. Not for long, though. Pass back to Mav. Here we are, back in a Morai possession. Dev looking to make a play, finds Fate. It's going to be blocked out by Chu yet again. And keeper's going to be able to scoop that up. Chu looking to make a play of his own. Has time, gets it over to Yamal and Leroy. Both players playing in the center, but they keep getting snuffed out by everybody in the box. That's going to be able to bring this up a bit. Yamal trying to put on pressure. Pristina up to Specs. Nice play. Looking for Fate in the center. Fate gets in front of it, but not before the keeper gets his hands on it. 1 minute, 40 seconds left, and SPK still need this 1 point to tie it up. Thev, nice clearing out. Gets it for a second time. Needs to hold on to it. Nice little move. Gets it over to Christina. And here we are with a little bit of a counterattack. Christina trying to find somebody in space. Specs is there. This is going to be able to hold on to it. Gets it back to Pristina. Fate's going to be there. Chu with the nice defense. Thev's not going to be able to hold on to it. Yamal's going to be able to get it back to his keeper. And here we are on another reset. 60 seconds left. Here we go. Seth trying to bring this up. Looking for Leroy in the center, but Mav's going to be able to grab that. Play a little bit of time. Nice pass up to Thev. Thev looking for Fate. Seth again going to get that out. Bex is going to be able to pick it up. Thev looking for Fate again. Looking for the long shot on the back corner, and Thev is going to be able to put it in. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Morai up by 2 in game 3.
34 seconds on the clock.
Oh, stolen out by Fate. Fate now has a breakaway. Trying to shoot that. Oh, no. Unfortunately, off the post. 24 seconds left. Gets that up to Chu. Over to Yamal. Looking for Leroy. Leroy's not going to be able to follow that up, though. Specs gets a hold of it. Mav gets it out of the box. No more gloves for this guy. Specs has the gloves. Christina with the 2 blocks of their own.
Jiminy.
And Specs is going to be able to pick this up. What a game.
We'll get that goal, but it won't be enough.
Marai taking it over. SPK. What a game.
2-2-1. They will be moving on. Ready, folks? Give us a few. We hop in with our next match. Don't go anywhere. There we go. back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the wait. Got a fresh set for you. Is Lockdown X Orion up against Narcan. I keep saying this, and you keep reminding me of some faces that I didn't recall. But I do think Narcan are fresh folks. In Lockdown.
This is the,
are still swinging.
This is the old Overdose roster, which is 80% Overdose, and they brought in Growl. No, sorry. Who did they bring in? I don't think he's playing.
Fair enough.
But yeah, this is the former Overdose roster playing as Team Narcan. Oh no, sorry, they brought in Zello. Zello is their new player. So 80% Overdose, bringing in Zello to create team.
Hell yeah.
And coming into this, Lockdown X Orion already up by 1. Nice pass over to JJ. Beating out Growl there. Morty gets a hold of it, looking for Draco. Nice touch by Morty. But that's not going to be enough to keep possession. Narcan's going to be in possession here. Fear. Being back over to Zelo. Nice header by Morty. Kistiff trying to hold on to it. Getting out of that corner. Trying to look for Fear there, but Draco might be able to get on that. Fear trying to put on pressure. Draco being forced to go in the corner. JJ in the center. Trying to find JJ, but hits it a little too hard. Morty playing 1v1 with Kistiff here. Kistiff gets it over to Zelo. Draco's going to be able to get him, hold back on it and thread it back in to the corner. Lockdown X Orion up by 2.
They're starting strong.
Pass over to Fear. Fear. Trying to get that back in the center, but they're going to go back in Lockdown's possession. Grow's trying to put the pressure on Draco. Draco bringing it up the side. Looking for someone in the center. A little too far for JJ. Still going to hold on to it, though. Getting that all the way back over to Callie. Callie's going to have to bring this back up here. Doesn't have anything to worry about. They're already up by 2. Taking his time. Morty getting a touch on it. Straight shot over to Kistiff, and he's there with the breakaway to tap it in for Narcan.
There we go.
Getting them on the board. Nice clear all the way up to the front. And Kistiff able to beat that.
Very confident shot.
Go. Morty. Back to Callie. Callie gets it up to YF. YF has a bunch of time. Finds JJ in the center. But unfortunately, that's not going to be able to go in. Fear trying to stay on top of it. Zelo on the backside, but Morty gets it over to Draco. Not before he gets tackled out there. Twirtle getting it back up to Fear. Draco still trying to put on pressure. Zelu is there. But so is JJ to take it away. Morty trying to bring this back. Draco with a nice touch and gets the header into goal. What a play. What a play. What a counterattack. And he gets that touch between 2 defenders.
Lockdown charging ahead.
Lockdown trying to put on as much pressure as they can. Gets that over to Fear, but that's going to bounce off straight into JJ's possession. Finds YF on the switch. Finds Morty up top. Draco's going to be there. Another header, but Twirtle's going to be able to go back for it this time. Draco just trying to pop those ones over. Draco has 2 to beat. Zelo on his backside. Need to make a play. Looking for JJ, but Fear's going to be able to head that one out. Morty's going to get a touch over to JJ. Draco's going to be there on the outside. Morty in the center. Draco trying to play ball. Fear with the excellent defense gets that in the corner. Not enough of a touchback to Twirtle, though. Draco's going to be able to hold on to it. And Fear's going to pick up the gloves and the ball. Get that over to Zelu. 20 seconds left. It looks like Lockdown X Orion might take this one out. Kistiff trying to get a bullet in the corner. Unfortunately, going to be blocked out. Morty trying to hold on to it. 6 seconds left. Zelu, nice back pass. Kistiff still has a hold on it. Zelo, last shot.
No
and
dice.
that gets out of his possession. Lockdown X Orion up by 1 in the series.
Strong start. The exact type of strong start that we've come to expect from Lockdown X Orion. They really do like just going at 100 right out the gate. My question is if they can keep it up.
This is the game to watch right now. Narcan with this new roster, picking up Zelu. Seem to have been doing pretty good so far. No major roster changes since. So I don't think this isn't their first debut. They did play together, I believe, on last Wednesday. So they have played a couple games. Looks like it's working out for him. Let's pass up to Fear. Fear gets that over to Kistiff, but that's going to be cleared out straight back to Fear, unfortunately. Morty's going to be able to get a hold on to that. Zelo's going to be able to pick it up. Kistiff trying to thread the needle inside the box. Morty. Ooh. Almost with the unfortunate pass. Gets it back up to YF. YF by himself. Finds Draco on the backside. And he's going to be able to throw that in.
You right off the side of the net.
Up to Narcan. Or up to Fear, sorry. Morty. Getting that back to Callie. Nice pass up to Morty. Rao misses the tackle, unfortunately. JJ's going to get the backboard. Draco's not going to be able to head that in, unfortunately. Bertle with a nice save. Here. Up to Grau. To get that off to Morty. Off the backboard to Zelo. And he's going to be there for the follow-up. What a play.
Another on the board for Narcan. Or finally on the board for this one.
Over to Callie. Callie looking to bring this up. Kistiff faking a little bit of pressure. JJ trying to send the bullet in. YF with the gloves currently. Gets that over to Fear. Callie back with the gloves. And it's going to be sent back up to Draco. Draco has Zelu, but JJ's in the center. Gets it over to JJ, and he tries to bullet it in. But Twirtle says no. trying to get on the counterattack. Grow's bringing this up. Looking for Kistiff, but Morty's going to be able to get that one out. Kistiff looking to put it back in. Grow's going to try to go in for the follow-up. Callie looking for Draco. Draco all the way up top. Looking to get it over Twirtle, and he does. 2-1 in favor of Lockdown X Orion. Portal just stepping up a little too much on that one. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left.
Portal has possession.
Portal making a play over to Fear. Fear with the hard touch. YF trying to hold on to it. Zilu gets it back to Kistiff. Kistiff gets tackled by Morty. Nice touch by Zilu, but JJ's going to get that up to Draco. Draco bringing it up.
Ooh, early dive by Twirtle. It's all good. Gonna give Fear the opportunity to take possession. YF knocks the ball off its intended path. Grau has it. Knock it back to Zilu. Over to Kistiff. There's the launch. Kistiff's got it. Evening us up yet again. Right past 3.
Getting in that position. Nice pressure from both teams right now. 2-2 in this game number 2. And we are not done yet. 3 minutes left on the clock. Cowie's opting to bring this up by himself. Kistiff not going to opt to go for pressure. Sticking with the man on, and that's going to get over to Draco, and JJ's going to be able to finish that one off.
Every time Narcan close the distance, Lockdown just pull a little further away.
Pass up to Grau. Looking too hard. Kistiff not going to be able to get his hold on, but Callie is outside of the box. Being forced to bring that up. Going to leave Kistiff in the dust. Going to mark his man. And that's going to be crossover to Morty. Looking for Draco in the center. Draco in the box. JJ looking to pick it up, but Grau's going to be able to get hands on it. JJ trying to get the tackle in, but he does get the touch. Both players back in the corner. A little bit of a standoff. JJ's going to get that back to Callie. Looking for Morty. All the way up front. Draco in the center. Goes for the shot. But Twirtle is going to be able to hold on to that. Morty getting it back though. Now it's Draco's ball. Back to Morty. Looking for the breakaway. And Twirtle's out of the box. JJ gets a hold on it. Has 2. Needs to get rid of it. YF, nice pass back to Callie. Callie, looking for Morty. Morty still holds on to it. Still has Draco in the center. Looking for the tap. Nice touch by Draco. Looking to beat out Fear. Gets the block off. Fear trying to bring this up. Has Draco close behind.
Passed around.
Gets a hold of it.
Looking for some kind of opportunity here. Over to Kistiff. Immediately blocked by Morty. Draco gains control. It's being pushed up towards the goal. Twirtle will gain possession. We're under a minute here. Narcan running out of time to even this up.
He's bullet up to Draco. Draco needs to beat out Fear here. Has Morty on the side. Doesn't opt to make the pass. Tries to bullet the shot by himself. But it's fine. It's 2-3. 20 seconds left. Lockdown X Orion looking to close out this series. Grau makes one final shot. Cowie's going to be able to snuff that out. Play a little bit of time. 10 seconds left. Zilu trying to put on the pressure, but JJ holds on to it. Beer trying to do it himself. And ball gets back to Cali. And that's going to be a 2-3 in the favor of Lockdown X Orion.
So she said. Lockdown close it out. 2-0 in our second game. They'll be moving on deeper into the bracket. And they'll be the ones to face off in winners finals. I believe that's where we're going next, but as we prepare, folks, we're going to hit a quick intermission. Be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are here with Morai up against Lockdown X Orion. And already Morai pivoting the tempo here a bit. They're going to be finding the initial shot on Lockdown.
Finals, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Nice pass over to YF. YF trying to get over JJ. Specs is going to be there, though. YF. Passing back over to Callie. Callie, again, leaving over wide net. Ooh. Morty trying to get this shot, but Mav's going to get the rebound. Getting that up to Pristina. Pristina trying to find Fate. Gets it blocked out. Like, still gets the ball back. Back pass to Dev, and Fate's going to be able to thread it in. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we now have a...
We got a substantial lead on Morai's side. Do you remember that this is winners final, so it is a best of 5. If memory serves.
I think it's still best of 3.
Oh.
Drago trying to get that in. Pristina with a nice block. Mav playing a little bit of time. Finds Fate. Oh, and Callie's going to be able to snuff that one out. Callie looking to make a play. 2 minutes, 50 seconds on this clock. We don't have much time to dilly-dally. Morty with the touch, but Draco's not going to be able to finish that. Doesn't opt to push that up. Christina finds Stev on the outside. Draco trying to put on pressure, but he gets it over to Specs. Fortunately, too much, and YF is going to be able to get that up to JJ. Here we are on a lockdown possession. Stev trying to get a hold of it. Spec up to Specs. YF trying to put on pressure. Gets it over to Christina for the cross. JJ is going to get back off that pressure, and Fate's going to get a touch on that. But Callie's going to be able to grab that. 2 minutes left on this clock. YF looking for somebody in the center. But instead, that goes straight into Mav's hands. Draco looking to put on a little pressure. Finds Pristina on the switch. Up to Thev. Thev looking for Fate. Trying to get the header in. Goalie's going to get that straight up to JJ. Up to Draco. Second time's a charm? No. Mav's going to be able to scoop that up.
Ooh, get it right past JJ.
Threading the needle, and it's back. JJ's in possession. Draco's right there. Bunching up a little, but he's going to try to get the shot, but Mav's going to be able to scoop that up yet again.
Beautiful say JJ trying to barrel stuff that pass.
Fate? Oof. Trying to keep those volleys going. 60 seconds left. Mirai still up by 2. Morty looking for somebody in the center, but that's going to be 2 defenders getting that out. Morty's still going to hold on to it, though. Get it over to JJ. JJ looking for the Draco. A little bit too much. Still trying to hold on to it. Morty passing it back. JJ's going to be able to get a hold on this. 2 defenders on Draco. Back to Callie for a little bit of a reset. Callie, look for options in the center. Christina is going to be there. A little too much of a touch, though. Puts it back in Callie's possession. Callie looking to make some moves. Christina gets a hold onto it. Thev looking for Fate. Fate's going to try to launch that in, and he does. 5 seconds left on the clock. And Morai up by 3.
nice extra little cherry on top of this first game. Already sealed in Morai's favor. Oh, and they want that score untouched. Morai will take game 1. Putting them 1-0 over the folks. Lockdown XRI.
11 passes between Nav and Pristina is wild. Just kind of playing that back line.
Doing their jobs.
Making sure nothing gets through. We go, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 between Lockdown XRI and Mirai. Very, very curious to see how Narcan's going to pull themselves out of this lower bracket here. What's up? Looking for Morty, but Thev's going to be there. Fate's going to try the long shot yet again.
No dice this time.
Try to catch Callie out of the box. JJ getting that over to Draco. Nice deflect by Mav. Gonna be able to hold on to it. Getting that up to Christina. Unfortunately, over Spec's head. Straight into the gloves of Callie. Looking for someone to make an opening here. Has YF on the backside, but goes for JJ in the box. Brings it back to Callie again. Back to Morty, and Draco's going to be able to thread that in. Just like that.
Good.
I was just going to say, just like that, Lockdown XRI is on the board.
Yeah. A very important goal for their momentum.
Up to
See
that.
if they can convert a full game here.
Almost suspects. Morty's trying to hold on to that. Gets it back to Callie. Callie trying to get rid of that over to JJ. JJ with Draco. Nice touch. 1, 2. Draco's got an open net! And he puts it in. There it is. Just like that. Lockdown is up by 2.
Pulling ahead here. Scariest thing, we've seen it time and time again. You can't let Lockdown X Orion hold this lead. They will not stop pressuring it. They will not stop trying to build it.
Very deep in enemy territory. Gets it back to Specs. Specs trying to hold on to it. Morty. 1 tackle, 2 tackle, 3 tackle, 4. Ball gets over to Thev. Thev is going to get it to Fate. Fate's going to try to thread that in, but Callie's going to be able to snuff it out. Callie looking to make a move up. JJ and Draco, top of the box. Morty and YF on the outside. Callie looking to force that in. YF now in the box. Fate trying to drill it in, but YF is going to be able to dive in on it. Nice goalkeeping by the secondary. Morty looking for Draco on the backside. Draco tries 1 shot. Morty still has a hold on it. Unfortunately, gets that one over to Pristina. Pristina, Draco on the backside. Gets it back over to Mav. A little bit of a reset. 3 minutes left. Nice pass over to Fate. Ball gets back to Mav. Mav being pressured by Draco. Ball gets over to Pristina. Christina looking for Fate. And Fate gets it off the post. Oh no. Unfortunate shot. Dev, gonna try again. Fate. Again, there for the relay, but not the goal. Callie getting pressured. Gets rid of it over to Morty. Morty gets it over to JJ. JJ has Draco. Looking for a little bit of the same play. Trying to get the touches on it, but Pristina is putting a lot of pressure. Draco trying to get a touch himself.
Ooh.
And gets tackled out of there. Ball gets up to Thev. Looking for Fate. Fate tries to get a touch of his own.
Almost a very clean little head tap there. Very well defended.
Callie making moves of his own. 2 minutes left on the clock. JJ tries to bullet it in. But Mav's going to be there for the defense. 1 minute 50 on the clock. Mariah needs to respond. A little bit of a pass to space, straight in the corner. Callie's going to come out for that. Morty's going to hold on to it. Over to YF. I'm going to turn this into a 3v2 on the right side of the field. Pass over to JJ. Specs trying to put on pressure. Finds Draco. Looking for the backboard. But unfortunately, Christina's going to be able to get that out. And Mav going up for it. Trying to push up. Gets it over to Specs. Rushing back to the keeper. Specs over to Fate. Gets it over to Thev. Oh, back over to Fate on the backboard. And we're putting that in for one.
Morai finally finding a chance. Close that gap even a bit. Just over 1 minute left on the clock. Gonna need to make it happen again. Otherwise, we will be going to a game 3 in these winners finals. Ortiz looking to make that happen. Ooh, nice tackle there. Thasla getting control, setting it right over to Fabe. Off the wall. But Callie steps up. Manages a hold. Looks like we're just aiming to buy as much time as possible. Pass over up to JJ. Draco. Ooh, nice little low attempt there. Mav will gain control, and this is going to be Morai's last real opportunity to even this second game up. They got passed up to Thasla. Thasla moving over to Faye, over to Specs. Nice block by JJ. Specs is fighting for it in the corner. Passes it back. Mav has control, is stepping up. Christina's ready. Ooh, what an intercept. And right at the last moment, lockdown. Manage a possession and secure game 2 in their favor. We are going to game 3. You can tell how badly both of these teams want to be sitting on that winner side of grand finals. Here's the thing. I feel like Lockdown and Morai is a matchup that we end up seeing this late in the bracket a lot. And noticing anything different from previous weeks?
I mean, I feel like Lockdown's playing a little more aggressive. Maybe changing some things up. Morai, I feel like they had the fire in game 1, but not so much game 2.
Yeah, they seem to have petered out a bit.
Dev's trying to put that in already, but Callie's going to be there to snuff that out. Nice pass up to JJ. JJ trying to get that over to Draco. Be a touchback. Fate's going to get that back to Mav, but he's getting pressured by Draco. Needs to get rid of it. Over to Pristina. That's one thing that's very solid right now is Morai's defense. Oh, and Mav getting out of the box for that. Gets that up to Thev. Thev getting over to Fate. YF is going to get a hold of it, though. Fate's going to try to... Ooh, trying to get a hold of it, but not quite enough. Gets a little tap on it, but Callie's going to be able to get that back. Back to Callie, back to YF. JJ looking for Draco, and Draco finds it.
It's that textbook lockdown early pressure. We've seen it time and time again, even in this tourney. Draco showing it off. Just over a minute in to our third game here in the winners finals.
Draco playing super aggressive on this one. Nice pass to Fate. Fate's not going to be able to get that in, though. Morty trying to steal it off. Mav trying to get control of it. Little kickball here. Draco with a nice tackle. Bex gets it back over to Pristina. Pristina over to Theb. Off the post. Callie playing with it a bit. Up to Morty. Threads it through to JJ. Has Draco there. Draco finds the opening. And just like that, this game's up by 2.
Widening that gap yet again. We're skipping right through the replays even.
Trying to make touches of zone. Oh. It's going to go straight into lockdown's possession. Mav trying to get back there. Callie holding on to it for a little bit. Up to JJ. Fate's going to get a touch on it, but it's still going to be in JJ's possession. Not before Spec steals it out. Back up to Fate. Fate over to Pristina. Pristina back to Fate. In the box now. Trying to thread that into the corner. Callie's going to be able to pick that up, though. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. Back up to JJ. Specs is going to be able to tackle that out. Dev has some time. Forces that up to Specs. Or Fate. And Callie's going to be able to throw that back over to YF. A little bit of pressure, though, coming out. YF still holding on to it. Looking for Draco. A little too much, though. Mavs coming out of the box. Playing very aggressive. Specs with the goalkeeper gloves. This is the opportunity that Lockdown wants to get on top of. JJ gonna be able to pass that back. Draco gonna get that stolen out. Straight back to Pristina. Up to Specs. Draco looking for the tackle. Gets one. Grabs possession. Is he gonna be tackled back though? Still holds on to it. JJ up front. Draco still holding on to it. 1v2 situation. Fev is going to be able to take that back. Mav pushing up here. 2 minutes left. Down by 2. Lockdown looking to close this one out. Nice pass over to Mav for space. Specs is going to be there in the back corner. And Fate's going to be able to put it in at the top of the box. Putting Mirai back on the board.
In flashbacks to last game. Morai showing signs of life. They need to be able to close this out.
Trying to put on a little pressure on Callie here. Ball gets over to JJ. YF playing in the box this time. Gets it snuffed out by Specs. Specs looking for Fate. Fate has Morty to deal with. Tries to thread it through, but Callie says not today. Dev trying to put on pressure. Gets a deflect. Fate's going to be there at the top, but he's not going to be able to get the shot off. YF getting up to JJ. JJ has Draco. Nice touch by Draco back to JJ. No follow-up, though. Draco looking to make a play here. Getting forced in the corner. Nice footwork, getting it over to Morty. Morty, top of the box, gets it over to JJ. Draco's back here again. Dev gets a nice touch on it to snuff that out. 50 seconds left. Mirai needs to answer this. Christina by themselves. Draco putting on a little bit of pressure. Needs to get rid of it. Draco with the touch. Still in Mirai's possession. Mav, 30 seconds left. Looking for a play. Needs someone in the box trying to get it over to Specs, but Draco's going to be able to grab it. Get it back to Callie. Fates putting a little pressure on. Thev gets the touch, but it still gets in more dispossession. JJ looking for Draco on the side. Draco all the way back to Callie. 10 seconds left. Mirai needs something to pull this off. Straight shot back to Thev. Thev's going to throw it up to Fate. And that's going to go straight in the keeper's hands. Walk down. X Orion taking the winners finals.
Of course, Morai ain't out of our series yet. They'll be moving on to the loser side of the bracket, where they will have to fight their way. Hopefully get a rematch up against Lockdown X Orion later on. Give us a few, folks. We hop down into that losers bracket. We'll be right back.
to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went and pissed it away. I ain't fucking okay, I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck in for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah. Rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat from the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole damn week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million motherfuckers that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family. From a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Oh my devil, when I do not to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. I'm a slave for you. Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a goddamn mess. Hopeless, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Oh my devil, when I do not to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. I'm full of stage, trying to find my pain. I see the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
into.
Welcome back. Apologies for the delay, but here we are in our set between Narcan and SPK, fighting in the winners semifinals to see who will get to take on. Just remind myself. To see who gets to fight in the losers finals and move up to grands.
Oh, looks like we have a disconnect. Rip.
Yep, looks like we're not quite done waiting. Sorry about that, folks. We will get this sorted and get back to you as soon as we can.
This should be a...
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. In actuality, we are into game 2 now. Between Narcan and SPK. Narcan are up 1 over SPK. 1 game away from moving on to take on Morai in the losers finals.
We're starting off real strong. Seth, ooh, we're going to pass it up to Leroy. Here's going to get some action there. Here, trying to hold on to it. Tackle not coming through by Leroy. Kistiff and Ground in the center. 3 defenders to fight off. Kistiff is going to get that blocked out. Seth getting a hold of it a little too much. Passes it straight to Zio. Unfortunately, Grau is going to try to get that to himself a little too much. Ooh. The dive for the keeper to stop everybody's hearts.
What could have been.
Jamal. What?
It's such a good, that's what I'm saying. It's such a good name for a goalkeeper.
Wow. Ooh, trying to relay that. Zella's going to be able to get a hold of that. Jamal's going to be able to take it away, though. Finds Seth. Seth has 2 on his backside. Kistiff going for the tackle. Seth moving that away. Back to the keeper. Here we are, moving this up. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. Looking for Yamal. Yamal looking for Leroy. Leroy off the post. And the ball gets back to Twirtle. What a shot. Getting that up to Grau. Grau has Kistiff, but he needs to be out shoe here. Trying to make a move here. Try to find Zelo, but Yamal's going to take it. Nice tackle coming out of him. Fear's going to be able to pick that up. Leroy sticking on him. Running out of sprint, though, unfortunately. Gets that up to Kistif. Kistif holding on to it. Has Growl and Zilu on the backside. Helping him out. Trying to get it back to Kistif. Not going to find him, though. Keeper coming out. Seth getting the gloves. Bringing that ball out. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. Growl's going to get a nice header on that. Needs to keep it, though. Leroy on the backside. Chu's going to try to cut him off. Growl holding on to it, though. Nice touches. Chu, another touch on it. Getting it back to the keeper. There we go. Add another reset. 0-0. Over to Seth. Seth gets it over to Leroy. A little too much, though. Starting to play in the corner here. Zilo's going to get a touch on it. Seth trying to win this one out. Zilo, nice tackle. Nice touch. Still playing around the corner. Getting it back to Twirtle. Twirtle. Up to Fear. Fear. Crossing that out. Gets it over to Growl. Back to Zilu. Zilu. Over to Kistif. Not going to be enough, though. Keeper's going to snuff that out. 2:35 left on this clock. Going back to the other side of the field. Nice tackle out of Growl. Just like that, another reset. Here. Looking to make a bit of a play. Kistif. Nice touch to Zilo. But he's not going to be able to thread that one in. Leroy by himself all the way up top. And Twirtle almost gets out of the box there for that dive.
Turtle stepping it up. Leroy coming to put some pressure on. Right over to Zilu. Ooh, but Seth keep the pressure on Kistiv. Yamal gains control, keeping it right outside. Pass it back to Seth. There's 3 options here. Gonna just send it straight back. Fear's gonna gain control. What could have been stepping up for that ball.
What could have been. That could have been a nice header into the goal. That's what that could have been. Seth in space. Seth gets it in the box, but Leroy's not going to be able to push it in. Yamal trying to hold on to it, but Fear gets it out. Growl has one. Gets it up to Kistif. Nice header into the corner. And just like that, SPK is up by 1.
SPK looking to take Narcan to game 3 here.
Sorry, that's Narcan up by 1. That's my bad.
Oh crap.
Keeper coming out here. 60 seconds left. SPK trying to respond here. Gets it over to Yamal. Yamal still holding on to it in the corner here. Seth making a little bit of a move. Seth getting that up. Leroy's not going to be able to hold on to that though. Portal happy to hold this ball. Gets it over to Fear. 20 seconds left. Over to Zilu. Keeper comes out. Kisif there with Seth. Still holding on to it. Trying to make a play. Has Growl with him. All he needs to do is hold on to this though. They're already a point up. And they're looking to even out this series. Last defense by SBK. Just need to play this nice and slow. Make sure they hold on to it. That's not the pass that he wanted. Seth has to get rid of it. Back to the keeper. Keeper bringing it up. Kisif trying to put on pressure on the outside. Choose. Goes straight for the center and tries to get that in for the relay. But maybe that was a little too advantageous. SPK, unfortunately, not able to get that point. Series 1-1. Or no, That's a 2-0 by
for
Narcan.
Narcan
This is game 2.
will be moving on to our losers finals, taking on Morai. Apologies, sorry for that confusion, folks. There's been a bit of jumping around, but what we do know is that right now our top 3: Morai, Narcan, and right at the top, Overdose or Lockdown X Orion, currently sitting. We're gonna hit
One of those two.
one of them. It's somebody. It's the ones we know. You know, friendly faces, familiar faces. We'll be right back, folks, after another quick intermission. Proper quick this time. Be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here we are in the losers finals.
Pretty sure we got bamboozled again. Oh my god. Not by fate, though. Not by fate.
Now, Fate.
It's silly putting that in. Oh, man.
There we go. Top left corner. Gosh. So, we've got Morai on right side in black. Narcan on left side in gray.
Nice pass up to Fear. Arcan looking to respond to this quick 1-0 already, and there's Kistip to thread the needle. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, a 1-1 series.
Folks are here to play some offense. Folks are here to kick some balls.
Nice pass. Over to Mav. Playing a little back now. A little reserved. Oh no, that's a shot over to Kistip. Kistip beating Mav. Pristina with the gloves. Needs to beat him again. But Specs coming behind for the tackle to get rid of that. Pristina. Back to Mav. Looking for the relay over to Fate. Mav's gonna stepping up for that one. Zelo gonna get that over to Kistip. Kistip trying and bullets it into the bottom corner. Playing very aggressive, very up, just waiting for the ball. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they had any sort of offsides in this game?
Oh god, I don't even. It'd be more foul than game. I don't.
It probably would, TBH. Nice plays. Getting back up to Kistip yet again. Pristina trying to get the 1v1. Passing it back to Twirtle. Fear. Getting it up to Zelo. Up to Growl. Growl getting that up to Kistip again. Pristina trying to get that out though. Needs to hold on to it. Gets tackled out. Still has possession though. Getting that back to the keeper. Mav gonna get that up to Specs. Specs trying to look for Fate. A little too much though. Getting that back in the center. Specs gets a touch on it, but not before Zelu snuffs it out. Zelu up to Growl. Dev gonna get his head on it, but he's gonna put it back to Growl. Again, gets a body on it. Back in Marai's possession. Pristina. Almost a 2v1 situation here, but Kistip is gonna be able to get that touch. Ball's gonna go back to Specs though. Back in Marai's possession. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left on this clock. Dev and Fate in the center. Thev's going to be able to thread that in. And just like that, we are back to a tied match, ladies and gentlemen.
Both these teams want. They want that match against Lockdown bad.
Portal playing a little far up, trying to get that over to Kistip in the center. Gonna be Growl's ball though, trying to get it back to Zelo. Fear's gonna get a hold of that 1v2, gets rid of it, over to Growl. Has Kistip in the center, tries to thread it through, but Kistip is not there on the receiving end. Pristina with the tackle, Mav with the grab, and Thev gonna be able to bring this up. Fade Specs in the center. Zelo with the response. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left off the backboard. And Mav is there for the grab again. Up to Pristina for the counterattack. 2v2 in the box. Fate's going to be able to get ahead on it, but he's going to go off the post. Zilu up to Kistiv. Kistiv back to Grau. Grau bringing this up. Looks for Kistiv in the center. That's going to be snuffed out. Fears try to get a hold on it. Fate grabs it up. Specs back to Mav. 140 seconds left on this clock. Mav with a little bit of a reset. Trying to look for Specs. Grau's going to be there for the touch, but Specs is holding on to it. Nice switch over to Thev, but Zilu is there. Grabbing it. Kistiv in the center. A little bit too much. Pristina is going to be able to hold on to that. Gets it over to Mav. 1 minute, 10 seconds left. 2-2. Ball's going in the center. And that's going to be a kickback all the way to the other side of the map. But Pristina is going to be there with the gloves. Mav is going to get that over to them. Oh. That was close.
Very close.
That was close.
What could have been?
50 seconds. What could have been? Both teams, 40 seconds left to score something here. This little block. Here's going to hold on to it. Dev on the backside, trying to get the tackles out. Here's going to be able to get that back to the keeper. Up to Zilo. 18 seconds left. Kisif gets a touch. Grau doesn't get the shot, though. 10 seconds left. Pristina bringing it up. Going into overtime on game one, ladies and gentlemen. Specs gets a touch off of Zilu. Portal is going to be able to grab it. And we are officially into overtime. Grau finds Fear. Fear looking for Kistif, and Mav's going to be able to snuff that out. Opts to bring this out. Kistif faking a little pressure. Thev gets control of it. Looking for Fate, and Fate's going to be able to head it in to secure the series win. 1-0 for Mirai.
Well, losers finals is still a best of 3, no? Because it's finals.
Yeah.
Okay. You said
yeah.
series win.
Oh, sorry. Get 1 point for the best of 3
You
series.
scared me. I'm like, did I pass out? No. That's game 1 going Morai after a very tense.
That was really good. That was a lot of pressure by both teams.
You got so into it, you thought it was the whole series.
No, I just completely misspoke there. Mav though, 12 passes with the not getting the MVP though, but showing his goalie prowess there. Showing why Mirai is up on this one. But that wasn't a scoreless game. Like there were 5 goals in that entire game.
Oh yeah,
so,
strong offense.
Kistif playing very, very aggressive. I love it. Seems to be a new theme with this bracket today, as far as aggressive strikers, and I'll have to say I'm completely for it.
Oh yeah.
Zilo over to Kistif, and just like that, he puts it in.
Jiminy.
Ask and you shall receive.
Looks like teams have swapped sides. Gonna avoid switching around the UI a bunch, but we've got Morai in black and red. The folks at Narcan in white.
Let's pass up. Beer's gonna be able to get that out though. Straight back to Mav. Mav playing very aggressive himself. The whole bracket, honestly, we've seen Mav just completely come to half pitch and not even be worried. Zilo Straight bullet to Grau. Grau looking to put that in the middle. Kistiff, unfortunately, not getting the follow-up there. It's pass to Pristina. Pristina looking for Fate, and Fate threads the needle, making this a 1-1 match already. Barely a minute and 15 seconds down, and we are tied yet again. Civ getting rid of it to Zilu. Theb putting on the pressure. Ooh, gets snuffed out there. A little bit of a fake, breaking ankles there. But Mav's going to be able to grab that. Pristina with a nice touch over to Theb. Theb looking for Fate in the center. Does not get it. Grau finds Zilu. Specs trying to put on the pressure. Nice little steal. That ball's going to be able to go straight over to Pristina. Back to Specs in space. Forcing it in the center. Fate's going to be able to hold on to it, but Zilu is going to get that defense. Getting that touch off. Putting it up to Kistiff. Grau. Playing with it. Kistiff! Wait, did he even touch that? He didn't touch that. Oh, no. Oh, no, Mirai. Oh, no, Mirai.
Oh.
Unfortunate
There were
ball
so
touches
many bodies
by the
there.
defense. Uh-oh. Narcan now up by 1. Mirai looking to bring this back. Nice headers. Shot out to space. Pristina is going to be able to scoop that up, though. Not before being tackled by Kistiff. Zilu getting a hold of it. Up to Grau. Grau. 1v1. Up to... Oh, looking for the curve. And it was almost there. Grau almost makes this a 2-point game. Nice shot over to space. Pristina still holding on to it. Crossing it over to Mav. 3 minutes left on this clock. Mav looking to find Specs. Specs gets a hold of it. Looking for Fate. Fate trying to get something going there. Fear's going to be able to tackle that out. Kistiff holding on to it, but Theb's going to be able to get a foot on it. Pristina looking to make a move. Grau gets a hold of it. Kistiff still in the center. Gets it over their head. Grau still holding on to it. Zilu looking for Kistiff. Gets it off the backboard. Mav with the deflect. Zilu again. Back to Grau. Pristina in the box. But Mav's going to be able to scoop that one up. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left on this clock. Mirai looking to close this out and get a tie going. Specs trying to get a header of his own. Nice relay there. Grau looking to make a play. Looks for Zilu, and Mav's going to be able to grab that. Looking for a little bit of a counterattack. Specs coming up. Kistiff and Grau right there. And that's going to be tackled out. Back to Twirtle. Fate looking to put on a little bit of pressure there. Getting rid of it to Zilu. Missing that tackle. Grau holding on to it in the corner. Getting it over to Kistiff. And that's going to be a header. Pristina with the gloves picking that up. 1 minute, 25 seconds left. Mirai need one to tie this up. Nice bullet over to Theb. He holds on to it. Needs to be 2 more. Zilu trying to make a run. Trying to get it to Grau. Specs gets it up to Theb. Theb making a little bit of move. Gets it over to Fate. Over to Specs. Nice cross over to Pristina. Back to Theb. Fate's still in the center though. Mirai trying to hold on to this, but Zilu takes it. Specs gonna be there for the header. Kistiff though gets a hold of it back to Grau. Grau crossing it to Zilu. Pristina trying to put on pressure. Zilu, 30 seconds left. Mariah needs to grab this back. And just like that, Specs over to Theb. Theb has Fade in the center. Gets it back over to Specs. Little bit wide open. Fade's looking for the bicycle, but not enough. 14 seconds left. Back to Mav. Kistiff trying to put on a little pressure.
Christine's got it.
Up to Theb. Fade. Specs.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's a scramble trying to gain possession.
That
They do. Crazy footwork, but
Christina needs to hold on to this.
Okay, this is their last shot to even this up and put us in overtime. If they want a 2-0, they've got to do exactly that.
They have officially pulled the keeper. Fate's gonna get it. Specs and the header coming in by Fate. And there it is. The tie for game number 2.
We're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, that was beautiful. And here we are, 2-2 match point in game number 2. Mariah up by 1 in the series. Narcan looking to stick in it. That's going to be grabbed by Fate. Fate's going to be on a little bit of a breakaway. Going off the top. Oh no, the fear pushes off the punch. And Mariah,
Oh my god.
just like that, is going to make this a 2-0 series.
Beautiful scramble there, just off the wall, over and over.
Oh.
Morai is moving on to our grand finals. They'll be on the losing side, down a game, but still in a shot for that $100 prize pool. Ladies and gents, we'll hit one last short intermission before we head straight into our grand finals match. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in our grand finals set. It's a best of 5 here. Morai up against Lockdown X Orion.
One's having some nice footwork already. Mav with the save. Draco playing a little frozen there. Mav trying to get that in the center. Dev's going to be able to hold on to it. Up to Specs. Back to Specs. That ball is going to go straight to Morty, but Thev's going to be able to tackle that out. Draco getting possession, though. Mav. Nice. Holding on to it. Up to Pristina. Pristina looking for some options. Gets it over to Fate. And Fate gets the touch that he needs. Just like that. We are 1-0.
So we are in a quick reminder as to how our grand finals work here. Black Ice X 10X events. Essentially, it is a best of 5, but the winner comes in up a point. So, Lockdown X Orion are starting up 1. They're only going to need 2 games in order to close this out. Morai, that opening goal, are going to need a full 3.
Nice. Morty's going to be able to get a touch on that. JJ's going to be able to get that back for the lockdown reset. Nice pass back up to Morty. Draco tries to thread that through, but Mav's going to be there to pick it up. 3 minutes 55 already. Nice force in the center, and Fate's going to be there for the rebound yet again. Putting Mariah up by 2. And just in similar rematch fashion, as always, I don't think we've broken this curse yet, but it's literally a winners finals, grand finals rematch, as per usual. The rematch inside of rematch. Right, although trying to change the storyline from winners finals. Nice header by Christina. Mav. Nice pass up to Thev. Thev looking for Fade, but a little too much oomph on that one. Callie coming out for it. Pass back up to Morty. Specs is going to get his hands on it. Over to Thev. Thev looking for Fate. Fate's unfortunately not going to get the touch he wants. And that ball's going to go straight back up to Draco. Draco needs to beat 2. Christina, nice movement. Gets that back over to Mav. Mav playing a little bit of time back there. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left on this clock. Specs. Nice. Fate almost touching that in. Callie finds Morty in the corner. Morty looking for Draco on the other side. That's going to be a little too much. Specs trying to get on the ball. YF trying to pick it up. Thev going to get a touch. And Fate trying to make a move here. Morty's going to try to cut in front. But Fate's going to make a move. And gets it off the post. And puts it in himself. Fate with the hat trick in this game 1.
Morai up 3-0 in our first game.
Literally sitting here making winners finals look like a fluke. We are here in grand finals, match point in game 1. Mercy rule already. Lockdown looking to make a comeback on this one. JJ gets the ball back. Draco and Morty inside the box. Morty looking to make a play. Draco's going to be on the outside trying to get that bicycle, but Specs does not let that through. Dev trying to pass it over to Fate, but JJ is going to get the touch. Playing in the corner here. Another touch by JJ. Forced to pass it back to Specs. Another touch by JJ. Playing insane defense here, and Fate again trying to bicycle it in the goal. Finds Draco. Very aggressive on the front though, but that's going to be 3 defenders on him. Morty needs to get rid of it. JJ holding on to this one. Gets it over to Draco. Morty's going to hold on to it. Trying to make a move. JJ looking for the bicycle that time. Trying to get the defense there. Get the deflect. And that ball is going to go straight back to Thev. Straight back to Fate. And Fate coming back for it again. Ball going over to Specs. Draco getting a hold of it. 40 seconds left. 3 points down. Draco, nice touches. Gets it over to Morty, but that's not going to be enough. Because that's going to go straight back to the keeper. 30 seconds left. 3-0. And I think this might be the end of game 1 already. Right, back to Fate. Specs still holding on to it. Draco getting possession. Timer's counting down. Can they make 1 goal? Draco over to JJ.
Lockdown. Get on the board, but
I think they let him have that. Oh no, this is a weird positioning by Mav. I think Christina wanted to.
I love the little short hop.
I think Christina wanted to grab that one.
In terms of the series, Morai are very confidently on the board. Moving on to our next game. The series loaded up 1-1. Basically back to a good old best of 3.
Yeah, I swear to God, they said this was a best of 5, but like I don't even know,
man.
I don't even know anymore. Going into game 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you kind of pointed towards that direction, but I don't know where this Morai was during the winners finals. They are playing so confidently here.
I feel like they kind of. I feel like they turn everything down for like the normality of the bracket, and then when they have to make their losers run, that's when they lock in.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, guys, we cannot we cannot be in lower. We cannot be eliminated from these brackets without at least taking a lower finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I mean, even I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything just to manifest it, but yeah, interesting plays by Mariah here. Christina bringing it up. Pass it up to Fate. Nice. Tries to get a shot on goal, but Callie's gonna be able to snuff that out. Nice throw up to JJ. Getting it over to Draco, but that's going to be a little too much oomph on the process. And Mav's going to be able to grab that out. Okay. I thought Mav and Pristina were doing a little bit of a goalie swap there. That would have been interesting. Mariah just trying to show their dominance on this one. JJ gets a hold of it. Looking for Draco, but Pristina says, no, you're not getting that through me. Morty tries again to Draco. And Mav's going to be there for the grab. 4:35 left on this clock. Nice pass over to Pristina. Pristina looking for Fate. Off the backboard. Specs trying to be there. Callie. Looking to bring this up a little bit. A little bit of pressure coming out of Fate. Gonna get rid of it to YF. YF gets it over to JJ. Looking for Draco on the backside. But Mav's gonna be able to grab that. Up to Pristina. Pristina over to Fate. And just like that, we have a point on the board.
Morai take the lead.
Right. Fate's being so super active to make himself open in these games. And I think it's what's causing the Morai dominance right now. Is Fate's just looking to get in that position that's just not completely snuffed out by defense. Oh, gets blocked out by JJ. That could have been very detrimental. Dev holds on to it though. Specs gets a shot of his own. Callie finds YF. YF looking for someone in the center. Specs is going to be able to get that out. Finds Morty on the backside though. Morty looking for Draco. A little too much off the end though. Specs passing that back. There we go. Back to Mev. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left. Specs looking to cross this over. Nice cross the space for Christina. Morty's going to be able to head that out this time and get that back to Callie. Callie up to Morty. Morty looking to make a run. Looking for Draco on the back. But that's going to be knocked out by Pristina. Now they're in the corner here. Draco looking to set something up. But Mav's going to dive straight on that. Specs. Nice cross over to Theb. Looking for Fate. Off the post. And Morty's going to get this back to Callie. 2 minutes left on this clock. Mirai trying to take game number 2. JJ over to Draco, and that's the header to tie it up. A little bit of caster curse there. Sorry.
Look what you did.
Apologies, my bad. Christina. Up to Mav. Mav. We're going to make a play. Looking for Fate there. But that just goes in JJ's hands. Back up to Draco. Draco with the breakaway. Trying to thread the needle. Christina with the goalkeeper gloves. Up to Specs. Specs. Looking for Thev. But Cowie's going to say, no, that is mine today. 1:20 on this clock. And we are now tied in game number 2. Callie bringing it up. Half pitch. Fate putting on a little pressure there. Getting over to JJ. JJ over to Draco. Draco not going to be able to get that in. Mav. Their turn to bring it up now. 60 seconds left on this clock. Looking for somebody to make a move. Going off the backboard. Theb's going to hold on to it. Not before he's tackled out by Morty. Morty's getting up to Draco. Draco has one. Needs to be Pristina. Trying to make a move here. Has JJ in the center. Being forced in the corner. Gets it away from Thav. Gets it over to Morty. Still in lockdown possession. 30 seconds left. Nice touch by Specs, but that's not going to be enough. YF getting it in the center. Straight over to Pristina. But Morty is coming back for it. And we're going to reset this back to Callie. Callie up to JJ, but Theb's going to get a touch on him. Fate's going to try the long shot, and Callie's going to get there in time. 5 seconds left on this clock. We're back up to YF.
Looks like we're going to be going in overtime.
Getting up to half pitch.
Next goal will
Morty.
set the tempo.
Oh. Off the backboard. Specs gets a touch on it. Pristina looking to make a move. Back over to Mav. 1-1. And we are in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Mav gets it over to Specs. Specs over to Callie. Not where he wanted it to go. Straight in the keeper's hands. Lockdown. Trying to stick in this game. Keep their advantage in the series. Draco over to Jay. Morty gets a touch on it, but Mav's going to block that out. Still going to be in Lockdown's possession, though. Over to YF. YF and Morty trying to hold on to this. Passes back to Callie. 60 seconds into the overtime. Nice pass over to YF. Pass back to space. Callie has a little bit of time. Fate putting on pressure. Pass back up. Specs in the corner. Gets it back over to Mav. Mav. Gets it over to Pristina. Pristina. Looking for the cross in, and Theb, unfortunately, I'm not able to get that in.
Bats it over to Pristina. Launch back over to Mav. Taking it slow. The more I approach the goal. Pass over. Hard knock away by Morty. Prestige is going to retake control. Launch it over Draco's head yet again. That's the thing. Mav Pristina playing it smart. Backing up. Very good call. You could feel Draco waiting for something.
I love how Pristina is just kind of playing pseudo keeper. It's so good. It's so good when you have somebody who can do that backup for you. It increases what you can do on defense, and Mav and Pristina are showing that for sure. Nice pass to Theb. Theb trying to get in the center here. Ball gets back to Draco, though. And here we are, 2 minutes, 40 seconds into overtime. Again, looking to close this out for another point on the board for the series. To show that they can come up from lower bracket and take it all. Touches are going to just give it back straight to Mav. Draco putting on a little pressure, though. Gets it over to Pristina. Tries to pass it up to Thev. Morty's going to get the touch, though. Is he going to be able to keep it? Yes, he is. Back to Callie. And there we are with another lockdown reset. 3 minutes, 30 seconds into this overtime. Callie up to Morty. Morty gets a touch on it. But is he going to be able to keep it, though? Bullet straight back to Callie, and that's going to go straight in the corner. Fate's going to use all the stamina he has left. Callie's going to bring that up. Nice pass over to YF. YF. Over to Draco. Christina's going to be able to get a head on it. Draco's going to try to put it back in the center. JJ's not there. Christina trying to hold on to it. Gets it back to the keeper. 4 minutes, 10 seconds into overtime. And we are still scoreless. Nice pass over to Specs. Specs looking for somebody in the center, but JJ's going to get a touch. And that's going to go back in Morty's possession. Bringing it back over to Callie. Callie just going to scoop this one up a bit. Faye's going to play a little pseudo pressure. YF looking for someone in the center, and Draco's going to be able to thread it in. And there it is. Lockdown X Orion taking game number 2.
Hard fought, dragged out. But Lockdown take it. Put themselves on series point.
Oh, when you're Mirai and you just came from that nice win last game, that's gonna That's a little bit of a hard one. Pristina and Mav just playing the pass game. 16 and 17 passes. 11 interceptions by Pristina. That is nuts. But yet, Callie taking the MVP for 5 saves. Oh, man.
Now let's see if Lockdown can close it out here.
What a match, ladies and gentlemen.
Straight into game 3.
Callie maybe playing with it a little too much there. Morty. It takes the long shot. Trying to get something in. I'm just going to be able to bring this up, though. Draco sticking on Pristina a little bit. YF getting that out of there. Bev trying to win this one. Mav gets a touch. Another one. And Thev's going to be able to pass that back to Pristina. Draco trying to put on the pressure. Rye still in possession of this one, and that's going to be a little too hard of a shot there. Put this back in Lockdown's possession. Thev's going to get the head. Playing in the corner now. Draco trying to hold on to it. Gets it all the way back to Callie. Nice little switch. Up to Morty. Specs looking for the pressure there. Pristina, nice touch. Mav coming out of the box for that one. And here we are back in a Mariah possession. Draco's still back there playing a little man on. Thev holding on to it against Morty. Getting it over to Fate. And Fate's going to be able to smash it into the corner.
Morai don't want to go home yet.
Minutes 25 seconds on this clock already. Callie looking to bring it up, looking for options. Faith putting in a little bit of pressure. Morty gets a touch on it. JJ's not going to be able to follow up. Doing a little bit of a reset of his own. Tries to get it over to Specs. JJ's going to get a touch though. Fate's coming back for it. Grabs it. Going back to center. Specs looking for Fate. But that's going to be snuffed out by 2 defenders. Callie over to JJ. Nice crossover to YF. Looking for Draco in the center here. That touch is going to go all the way up to Fate. Trying to get it back to somebody in possession, but Lockdown's going to hold it down and get that back to Callie. Fate trying to put on the pressure. Forces Callie to get rid of it. YF. 3:20 left on this clock. Getting it over to JJ. Looking for the relay over to Draco. Over to Morty. Back to YF in space. Specs looking to put on pressure, but JJ's going to take it. Holding onto it in the corner. Looking for Draco. Nice touch by Thev. Morty trying to make a shot of his own, but Mav is going to just pick that up.
Draco just hanging on that side, ready and waiting for any opportunity. Christina passing it, just going for a full send. Callie steps up. We're seeing a reset here.
Nice touch by Draco. JJ's not going to be able to hold on to that, though. Thev's going to be able to pass it back. 2 minutes, 26 on this clock. Oh, JJ looking to put on the pressure. Gets it back up to Thev, though. Thev gets it again. Another header by Morty. Trying to hold on to it. Back in Theft's possession. Morai is holding on to this ball. Oh, but Cowie's going to be able to go back for it. Morai looking to stay in this series, in this game. Oh, what a deflect. Off the backboard, but not enough. Specs, nice crossover to Thev. Thev, looking for someone in the center. Fate's going to be there, but it's not going to be there to get the shot off. Over to YF. Finds Morty in space. Gets it over to JJ, and he's not going to be able to get that one either. Mavs pulling that one up. 1 minute, 25 seconds on this clock. He's willing to play a little time here.
Lockdown's running out of time. What? Everybody missed that one.
Uh-oh.
Morty just sent it back over to Callie.
JJ with a nice touch over to Draco. Oh.
Here we go.
And there it is.
Approaching the 1 minute mark. Lockdown. Dig deep. Just like that, we are even. One more goal could secure our entire night for Lockdown X Orion.
See that? Over to Mav. Mav. Gonna make a play. Still holds on to it. Mirai. Ball gets over to JJ. Back to Callie. 35 seconds left on this clock. And it looks like we might go into overtime yet again. YF. Touched out by JJ. I think you guys are going the wrong way. Guys. YF bringing it back. Still holding on to it though. As long as it's in a lockdown possession, that's all they want. Getting over to Draco, but Draco is held up by two defenders. They do not want this one to go in. JJ going back to Callie. And just like that, we are in overtime. Callie looking for someone here. JJ trying to make a move. Trying to get that out of there, but Specs going to be able to bring that up here. Nice cross over to Pristina. Pristina with the rifle over to Fate, and Fate's going to be able to thread that in off the post. And just like that, Mirai just tied the series yet again.
We are going to game 4, ladies and gentlemen. It is 2-2.
My. What a way to go out. Those are the kind of shots that Fate's been looking for this entire series. And just like that, we are going into the last match for Grand Finals. I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah. No, this is good rematch. This is what everybody's coming to see.
It's definitely a little bit of deja vu. All right. We're not gonna push that out at all. It's definitely deja vu, but here on Rematch Esports, we are used to the rematch, to the deja vu.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Last game of the series between Mirai and Lockdown X Orion. Mirai again coming from the lower bracket, showing that they can make the run up to the top. Ollie, looking for somebody to make a play here. We're going to move up a little bit. Morty coming back. That's going to be thrown over. Attempted to Draco. Draco's trying to put on the pressure there, and Mav's going to be able to scoop that up. Playing a little bit of time on that one. Getting it over to Specs there. Looking for Thev on the backside. JJ's going to be able to hold on to that. Draco, pretty pushed up. Needs to beat out Pristina. Pristina is going to be able to take that, though. Back up to Specs. Specs has Fate. Thevla on the cross. And that's going to be forced in the corner. Oh, no. The pass to Thev doesn't exactly make it. But he's still going to get that over to Pristina. Going over to Fate. Morty's going to be able to snuff that one out. Nice touch by Morty. Specs trying again. And Callie grabbing this one. 4 minutes 25 left on this clock. Forcing it up. JJ trying to get a hold of that, but Thev right on his player. Bringing it up. Draco pulling a little bit of back pressure to cut off that pass. Morty looking to bring it up. Thev trying to put on the pressure. A little bit of a short pass. 1v2 situation. Gets it threaded to JJ. But he's not going to be able to get the follow-up there. Up to Specs. Looking for Fate, but instead finds Morty. Thev trying to hold on to this 1v2 situation. Gets it back to Mav. Mirai still in possession here. Christina looking for Fate. A little bit too much there. Fate's going to get that reset. Thev was looking for Specs on that one. Gets it again. YF gets a touch that time. Third time's a charm. Nope. Callie's going to be able to grab that one. And here we are in a lockdown. Exo ride in possession. Already 2 minutes, 55 seconds left. And just like that, it's back to Mirai. Christina. Looking to make a move. Looking for Specs. Finds him. But YF is going to be there to grab it. Morty. Crossover to JJ. Thev is there, though. 1v1 situation. Gets it back to Callie. Smart move. And Callie's just going to bring this up. Looking for somebody to come out. Everybody playing super sticky man on. JJ trying to come back. Callie's going to hold on to it, though. Getting it back. YF. Nice cross again. Looking to make a move.
Approaching 2 minutes now. Still no goals on either side. Both teams playing this very conservatively.
Big J with a nice touch. Morty holding on to it. Over to Callie. Fade's trying to put on a little bit of pressure. Gets it over to YF, though. YF looking for someone in the center. Finds Morty. Morty finds JJ, but that's not going to be anything. Morty's still going to hold on to it. Looking for Draco, but hits it a little too hard. And this is going to go back in Mirai's possession. Draco looking for the tackle, but Pristina gets it back to Mav. 1 minute 25 on this clock. Both teams trying to hold their defense. Thev trying to put it in again. Draco's going to grab it and get it back to Callie. We are now in a lockdown possession. Thev trying to get man on here. YF open on the other side. Fate trying to put on a little bit of pressure. Looking to put in Draco. That's going straight into two more defenders. And back to the goalkeeper. Christina open this time. Draco putting on a little pressure for Mav, but that's going in the center of the box. Going back to Specs. Thev gets a foot on it, but Fate's not going to be there for the follow-up. He gets another chance, though. Going all the way back to Pristina. Nice play to space. 25 seconds left on this clock. That's going to be blocked out. Pristina trying to get it. Specs going for it. Gets it back to Mav. And here we are on a little bit of a Morai reset. 13 seconds on this clock. I think we are going into overtime in game 4/game 5, ladies and gentlemen, for the series. Specs. Nice crossover to Pristina, going into overtime. 0-0 still. Fate's going to try to thread that in, but Callie's going to snuff it out. And just like that, the pressure is on. The golden goal. Who is going to get it to take this grand finals? Up to Morty. Morty has Draco in the middle. Draco's on the backside, but Specs is going to grab that. He says it's not getting through me. No, sir. Mav bringing it up here. Finds Fate, but Fate, unfortunately, not going to be able to get that. Callie playing insanely good goalkeeping right now. Fate, a little bit of pressure. Over to YF. YF gets it up to Morty. Morty looking for Draco. Nice little header, but Mav's going to be right there. 55 into overtime. And none of these teams are letting up. Corner play from Morty. Over to YF. Has to chase it a little. Fate on the backside. Looking to make a play. Ball's going to go straight over to Pristina. Mav is outside of the box. Gets it back over to Specs. Has the gloves. Pristina bringing it up. Looking for Fate in the center. And there it is. We were just talking about deja vu, and I feel like that shot was deja vu. Almost. Well, almost the same exact angle. Fate is going to close it out for game 5.
When it works, it works. And Morai, fighting their way up from the loser's side of the bracket, managed to close it out. Minute and a half into overtime. Phenomenal stuff.
GG's, ladies and gentlemen.
Late series tonight, they tend to be. But a thank you to everybody who stuck it out. Whether you're watching this recorded or watching this live with us, can't thank you enough. Remember to follow us here on Cracked Media so you don't miss a thing. We've got Rematch every Monday. Still running Invincible Versus on Fridays. 2XKO on Saturdays. Is there anything else folks should keep an eye out for, J-Dog?
We got some special things coming up. You just have to, if you're not already in the Crack Media Discord, or of course the Rematch Discord, like why are you here? Why
I'm impressed you found
watching
us.
Rematch? Yeah, why are you here watching Rematch and you're not in the Rematch Discord? Go check them out. RME Esports, thanks for putting all of this on. Can't thank you guys enough. But if you have not been in the Crack Media Discord, jump in on there. We have some more events coming up. TBD soon. And that's where you'll be notified.
If you want to hear more from us, make sure to follow us on Cracked Media on all of our socials. It's where you can also catch clips from our different podcasts. And keep an eye out for our Cracked Media blog, which will be resurrected in a bit. Really stretching out, keeping moving in the future. Can't thank you folks again enough for tuning in, helping us run all this. Please be safe, be good to each other, and have a fantastic night.